Inside Bobcat Football is sponsored by H-E-B, Bud Light, and Central Texas Medical Center.
Down the sideline, inside the 40. They will not catch him today.
This week at Inside Bobcat Football, the Cats are on the road again at Utah State, and we have all the highlights in their conference clash with the Aggies. Plus, the receivers for the Cats have been making big plays all season, and we're breaking that down. And basketball season tips off November 9th as we look ahead of the hardwood. But first, here's Bill with Bobcat head coach Dennis Francione.
Hello, Coach Fran. Here we are in the Champions Club at Bobcat Stadium, where this upcoming Saturday, of course, the Bobcats will host 19th in the nation, the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. But first, let's take a look back to this past Saturday. Another excellent football team the Bobcats took on in the Utah State Aggies. And they're at Romney Stadium, 17,000 plus fans in attendance, a raucous atmosphere. I thought it was a great atmosphere for college football.
It was. They have good fans, and that's a nice setting for college football, and it was a beautiful day.
Defensively, we knew the Aggies, one of the best in the nation, giving up a little over 14 points per game so far this season, and they proved that they're one of the top Ds in college football.
I thought they did. They play good, solid defense. They play hard. They've got a good scheme. They're well coached. They have good players. They just don't give you anything, and they make you earn everything you get, and if you make a little mistake, they make you pay for it. And they were very good at doing that again on Saturday.
Speaking of little, a first-year FBS program has a slim margin for error on the defensive side of the ball going up against the Chucky Keatons of the world. You go to Logan, Utah without your two top tacklers. McLean and Mayo didn't play in Saturday's game. What kind of impact does that have? You're already going into games with kind of limited depth.
Well, it's never good to lose your two top tacklers on defense. They're the top tacklers for a reason. It's the position that you put them in, and it's the kind of player that they are. And it does hurt to lose those guys, certainly. Not an excuse for why we didn't play as well in the game. We made some mistakes that we shouldn't have made. We don't normally make. We didn't defend the curl wheel very well, and that's day one stuff that we should have defended. What happens sometimes is your players start trying to do more than they're supposed to do instead of doing their job. They're 1/11th, and that we kind of fell into that trap. We tried to do a little more than we should and press just a little bit playing a good team like Utah State. And when you make them a couple bad steps against them, they made you pay.
All right, Coach, we're going to take a look at the first half highlights from Romney Stadium in Logan, Utah.
Okay.
The Bobcats are on the road for a second straight week as they face Utah State at Romney Stadium. The Aggies boast WAC's toughest rush defense, but early on, the Bobcats run right through it as Marcus Curry picks up 13 yards in the option play. The Bobcats trailing 7-0 in the first quarter. Sean Rutherford hits Ben Aija on the screen play, and the sophomore wideout barrels through Aggie defenders for a 12-yard gain. Later in the quarter, and the Cats now down 14-0. Rutherford faced with 3rd and 8 from his own 27 and zips a pass to the sideline, reeled in by freshman Brandon Smith for a first down to the 40-yard line. Later in the drive, and faced with 3rd and long again, Rutherford rears back and fires another bullet to Aija, who gains 14 yards in the play. Following a Bobcat punt, the Aggies have the ball back, and the WAC's leading rusher, Karen Williams, is stuffed by Damian McMiller to send Williams for a loss of 3. After Texas State forces a 3-and-out, Utah State sends out punter Tyler Bennett, who gets off a 57-yard kick, giving the conference's top punt returner Andy Erickson a chance to make a play, and the junior from Austin does just that as he takes a punt back 17 yards. The Bobcats now trailing 21-0 midway through the second quarter. Chucky Keaton's pass for Matt Austin goes nowhere as Daryl Morris comes through with an open field tackle, good for a loss of 2. The Bobcats had 6 plays of 10 yards or more in the first half, including this 13-yard run by Sean Rutherford, his longest of the day, and it's good for a first down for Texas State, 1 of 8 for the Bobcats in the first half. Outside of one long run for Karen Williams, the Bobcat defense did a good job bottling up Utah State senior running back, who was chased down by Jamie Clavell Head and then finished off by Blake McCulloch. Texas State had its share of highlight plays in the first half, but the Aggies proved to have too much firepower as Utah State heads to halftime with a 35-0 lead at Romney Stadium.
Coming up next, take an inside look at the wide receivers.
First half highlights are brought to you by HEB.
Right now, inside every HEB, certified meat cutters are working for you. You may not see them, but you'll see their work. All that fresh, 100% pure beef with nothing added but skill and devotion. Others may have guys stocking meat trucked in from who knows where. Is that fresh? No sirree, Bob. This is what a real HEB meat cutter looks like at work and at play. No store does more to bring you great beef at low prices than HEB.
In the Western Athletic Conference, we play up. It's how we define sportsmanship. And it begins with every player, every coach, and every fan. Because everything we do rises from the foundation of our character. Playing up comes from honesty, dedication, and hard work. Play up is sportsmanship in action, in every game, every day. That's what the Western Athletic Conference is made of. Play up.
Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box puts all your favorites in one epic box so you can build the perfect dinner. The best part, how you fill it is up to you. For a limited time, get 2 medium 1-topping pizzas, 5 breadsticks with marinara, and your choice of wings, Tuscany pasta, or 4 stuffed pizza rollers. All just $19.99. And right now, when you order the Big Dinner Box online, score a free 2-liter Pepsi. Only at your Pizza Hut. Make it great.
How do you show your Bobcat pride? Now you can show it off and keep your money here at Texas State. Because whenever you buy at the University Bookstore at Texas State, that money stays here on campus. Apparel, books, gifts, and much more. Online or in the heart of Bobcat country, find it, get it, and keep it on campus. University Bookstore at Texas State, your bookstore.
The Bobcat offense has had plenty of big plays this season, many of them courtesy of a talented group of receivers. Rutherford play fake, and the pocket steps up, goes deep for Battle, turns and makes a catch at the 40, down the far sideline, 20, 15. They will not catch him today. 97 yards for the Bobcat touchdown.
Well, Isaiah gives us explosion. You know, anytime he touches the ball, he always gives you that threat that he can take it all the way. He has the ability to make guys miss. He's strong enough to run through tackles, and he always gives you that ability to hit a home run whenever he touches the ball.
In high school, I wore number 6. I've worn, a lot of different numbers, 24, 82, playing football. But 6, it kind of caught me because I like to make plays, and every touchdown you score 6 points.
Sean pump fake, throws, corner end zone for Battle. Leaping catch is made on his knees. Right corner of the end zone for the Bobcat touchdown.
Isaiah, he's a big third receiver. Catch the long ball, catch the short ball, get you some yak yards. Big, strong, physical receiver.
It's always been by committee. We really don't have one particular guy that we have to go to. Our offense is predicated on each 11 doing their job, and we understand that only one guy can have the ball at a time, but I think they've done a very good job overall.
Rutherford plays, they got a man open. Erickson makes the catch in stride at the goal line for the Bobcat touchdown.
My favorite coverage is probably loose man. I like having space to work with, so either zone, any zone really, or loose man. Any chance I get to run past people or get open space with anybody, that's my favorite thing.
Andy Erickson, quick, shifty, likes to make plays. The play nobody thinks that he's gonna make, he makes them. Awesome punt returner.
Andy is one guy that always gives you everything he got in every practice. Even now he has his shoulder that he's working through, but we have to slow him down out here. I mean, we try to tell him, hey, Andy, take it easy, your shoulder, but he only knows one speed. And I think when you hustle and you give that extra effort, good things happen to you. And fortunately, these last 3 weeks have kind of been more highlighted than any time before as a receiver. that's happened for him in particular.
Coach Johnson, being a quarterback, I think it helps him to coach receivers because he can tell us what the quarterbacks want us to do, you know, and he can be on the same page as the quarterbacks almost at the same time and let us know what they see and let us know how they want us to do things, you know what I mean?
Whatever the call is, I have a job. And if it's a run call, they understand my block is just as important as the centers, it's the right guards, the left tackles, because they understand that for us to be successful on any play, I have to do my job, my 111. The guys have done a great job buying into that, and they understand the importance of that because when they are able to get on DBs, make blocks, make contact, it kind of sets up some of the double move stuff that we've been fortunate enough to hit on some teams, and where they act like they're going to block the guy, they'll run right by him and have a big score. It looks bright, especially with those young guys and a lot of guys getting playing time this year. They understand it's competitive, and that's the thing we want to have the most of at that position, particularly is competition to bring the best out of each other. But I think with that youth and them getting this experience is really going to pay off for us as a program going forward. And I'm excited about growing with them and continuing to develop them.
Break, second half highlights.
Bobcat Profiles is sponsored by Central Texas Medical Center.
Not all ground beef is created equal, and the difference is this guy. The certified meat cutter you'll find at every H-E-B. Grinding the best beef in Texas, fresh in the stores several times every day. Not shipping it in from, well, wherever. It's so fresh, there's a darn good chance your beef left the grinder after you left the house. A miracle? No. To these guys, it's just the daily grind. No store does more to bring you great ground beef at low prices than H-E-B.
Okay, guys, this kick is for the win. Labels out.
Here we go.
Wait, what?
Our proximity to the field creates a parallel connection between the bottle and the ball.
The outward-facing label simulates a smoother contact surface for the kicker.
It's like magic, only real.
Really?
Yeah. Bud Light, for the fans who do whatever it takes.
Second half highlights are sponsored by Bud Light. The second half begins with Texas State facing its largest halftime deficit of the season, trailing Utah State 35-0. Looking to get the third quarter off to a good start, Javis Gaines, the WAC's leading kick returner, takes the opening second half kickoff back 26 yards. 2 plays after the opening kickoff, the Bobcats were faced with 2nd and 3 for their own 34. Terrence Franks takes a handoff from Rutherford and slices right through the Utah State defense for 7 yards and a first down. Later in the third, the Bobcats looking for a break to get back into the game. They get it right here. Chucky Keaton tries a screen pass, but Jamie Clavell Head jumps the route for his second career interception and rumbles all the way down to the Utah State 7-yard line, setting the Bobcats up with 1st and goal. Tyler Arndt now at a quarterback for Texas State, and 2 plays after the turnover, Arndt hands the ball off to Marcus Curry, who plows into the end zone for his 7th rushing touchdown of the season, the 3rd straight game. The Bobcat senior scored, and it cuts Utah State's lead to 35-7. The Bobcat defense looking to tighten up with the second half, do a good job of swarming to the football here and holding Cameron Webb to a gain of 3. Joplo Bartu moved back the linebacker from defensive end this past Saturday and wound up with a season-high 10 tackles against the Aggies, good for the team lead. Texas State's defense put an emphasis on clamping down Chucky Keaton after halftime, holding Utah State's dual-threat quarterback to 11 yards rushing in the second half. The Bobcats also kept the Aggies out of the end zone in the third and fourth quarters, with Utah State threatening here on 3rd and goal. Tight end Kellen Bartlett has the ball punched out by Joplo Bartu, and after an official's review, the ball is awarded back to Texas State. And the turnovers didn't stop there. Keaton, who'd thrown just 5 interceptions all season, throws his second pick of the game as this ball is batted in the air and picked off by true freshman Jared Jeter Gilman, the first turnover in the career of the highly touted linebacker from Brenham. The Bobcats had 5 tackles for loss as a team on Saturday and battled Utah State until the end, but in the end, the first half deficit was too much for the Cats to overcome. The win for the Aggies improves their record 8-2 and a 4-0 in the WAC, while the Cats fell to 3-5, 1-2 in conference play. The final score from Romney Stadium: Utah State 38, Texas State 7.
Coach, we're still in the Champions Club at Bobcat Stadium. What was the message to your football team at halftime at Romney Stadium?
Well, we'd gotten ourselves in a hole, but we wanted to come out in the second half and fight hard and see what we could accomplish and try to get better. And to our players' credit, I thought they did that. They came out and got a couple turnovers and got a score on the board, only the 3rd rushing touchdown in the season on Utah State, and kept them pretty much in check most of the second half, except for a field goal. So I was proud of the way they fought back.
Speaking of pride, Coach, and we go back to the second quarter, Daryl Morris has had a number of great plays in his Bobcat career, and I thought the play that he made in tracking down Kerwin Williams, who was off on a run around the left edge, where Daryl comes all the way across the formation, across the field, and was able to tackle the Utah State Aggie running back there at about the 6-yard line. I think that was representative of the fight we see from this Bobcat football team each and every week.
Well, it was. That running back is really fast, and for Daryl to make that trek all the way across the field, knock him out of bounds, and get him on the ground was a big play, certainly on his part, and representative of how Daryl has played his entire career here.
Because of the injuries we talked about in an earlier segment, Joplo Bartu had to move from defensive end to a linebacker position, and Joplo's so good. 10 tackles, had a forced fumble at the goal line, another big play on his resume. What does Joplo Bartu mean to this football team?
Well, he is a great person. He's the kind of guy you want to have on your team, you want to coach. He's a great leader, really fine athlete. Really loves Texas State and the Bobcats and his teammates, and it really epitomizes what it means to be a college football player and the kind that we want on our football team.
Coach, a moment ago we talked about the message to your guys in the halftime locker room. After a tremendous performance in the second half against a very good Aggie football team, what did you say to your guys before you headed to the airport on Saturday to come back to San Marcos?
Well, I think the bottom line is we played a very good football team. They very well maybe a top 25 team before the season's over. They're close. We'll find out more when they play Louisiana Tech later on in a couple weeks. But I was proud of the way our guys came back out and fought in the second half. Actually kind of won the second half, if you want to look at it or say that, though we're not into winning halves, we're into winning games. But, there's some things to build on there, and that's what we have to put our arms around and understand where we are in our program and where we're trying to get to. And I told them after the game that's a program that we need to model ourselves after. They've been playing Division I football for a long time, and they've had a lot of tough years. I believe Saturday was their first time since like '74 to win 8 games in a season. So you got to admire the job that Coach Williams is doing there, and certainly it's a good profile for us to look at.
All right, Coach. Utah State in the rearview mirror. We're going to step aside. When we come back later, we'll look at the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
Up next, we get a preview of the women's basketball team from Coach C.
Hey Bobcat fans, like us on Facebook and follow us at TX State Bobcats on Twitter. Keep up to date, learn new things, and win free stuff.
innovation, exploration, creative discovery. These are the trademarks of Texas State University. As the state's newest emerging research university, we're transforming your world one mind at a time. Your world, our research. Texas State University, the rising star of Texas.
Welcome to Bud Light Fantasy Football, where every bottle is a player.
My Bud Light threw for 4 TDs.
Draft players using codes on specially marked bottles of Bud Light.
Mine won the game with a 60-yard field goal.
Manage your team at budlight.com/FFL.
My Bud Light fumbled at the 3-yard line.
My Bud Light extended my winning streak.
When Bud Light is on your roster, every game is a win.
My Bud Light made him cry.
Bud Light Fantasy Football. Start building your team today.
Coach, 8-1, 19th ranked Louisiana Tech Bulldogs will be here at Bobcat Stadium this Saturday. One of the things going on, it's going to be a Veterans Day celebration here at Texas State. You have spent a significant portion of your career working with and around young men and women, ages 18 to 23, some of whom I'm sure have gone on to serve in our nation's military. How proud are you that Texas State is making that extra effort to recognize the men and women who defend our freedoms?
Well, it's very special. Those are very special people that you can never express enough gratitude for what they do to protect us and our country, and for putting their lives on the line at times. And not only do we have that ability here this week, but just looking ahead, we go to the Naval Academy next week. And I always, I played all the academies, and I always think it's such a tremendous honor to go to battle in a football game with the kind of people that are on that other sideline and knowing what is ahead for them in their life.
Louisiana Tech, talk about their team. A lot of the conversation centers around their offense, but with an 8-1 record, the defense has to be doing something to get that kind of national ranking and to put together an 8-1. What are the Bobcats going to have to do against head coach Sonny Dykes' Bulldog defense to march and score on Saturday?
Well, this is a great all-around football team. You know, sometimes defensive statistics get skewed when you have big leads because you can give up yards and you don't have to worry too much about, when you're ahead by 30 points, which they average about 50 points a game, you don't have to worry about those things too much. They've got quality players on both sides of the football. We're going to have to play our very best. Our fans have wanted FBS football, and they've got a top 20 team coming to town now, and so, hey, the challenge is that we need them to come help us in this game. This is definitely FBS football coming in here on Saturday night.
I feel like a broken record, but here we are again. We're talking about the opposing offense, and you've got a record-setting quarterback, a true freshman running back who's lighting up the scoreboard, and an outstanding receiver. What are Coach Naivar, the defensive staff, and the guys on the defensive side of the ball going to have to do Saturday?
Well, you know, the one team that held them to 28 points was New Mexico State, and their key was they didn't give up big plays. That's hard to do because of their explosiveness, but that's a big key.
All right, Coach. Well, again, best of luck on Saturday against number 19 Louisiana Tech. We will see you here at Bobcat Stadium on Saturday.
All right, thanks.
It's year 2 for Coach Z as head of the women's basketball program, but year 1 coming up in the WAC.
The size of the WAC is much bigger. Maybe not as athletic as the future conference that we're going to be in, but for sure the size is something that we need to compete with. Rebounding is going to be critical for us in the following days. really excited to see how they develop as young people, knowing now, especially more so with Ashley than with Diamond. I think Diamond's kind of used to that in her playing days now as a senior, as to the looks that she's going to get as far as double teams, getting the ball out of her hands, things of that nature. I think for Ashley it was kind of a fresh arrival on the scene for quite a few people. And so now for her, the double teams that she's going to see, the anticipation of knowing that people are going to focus on her is going to be something new for her. So preparing her for that is going to be, critical for us. These young ladies are going to play hard. Coming back as a returning offensive juggernaut, if you can say, being first place in the previous conference in scoring, they're going to see a lot of points put up. What we've been focusing on, though, for sure, is defense. So hopefully they'll enjoy seeing some defensive stops along the way. But these young ladies work really hard, whether it be on offense or defense, to score. They'll see the passion. And I'm really thankful for the fans. They put us in a position where we were in and out of second and third place in overall attendance in the conference. So that's got to be exciting as well, knowing that you've got just a great fan base there cheering with you so the Bobcats can get a win.
Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box puts all your favorites in one epic box so you can build the perfect dinner. The best part, how you fill it is up to you. For a limited time, get 2 medium 1-topping pizzas, 5 breadsticks with marinara, and your choice of wings, Tuscany pasta, or 4 stuffed pizza rollers. All just $19.99. And right now, when you order the Big Dinner Box online, score a free 2-liter Pepsi. Only at your Pizza Hut. Make it great.
How do you show your Bobcat pride? Now you can show it off and keep your money here at Texas State, because whenever you buy at the University Bookstore at Texas State, that money stays here on campus. Apparel, books, gifts, and much more. Online or in the heart of Bobcat country, find it, get it, and keep it on campus. University Bookstore at Texas State, your bookstore.
Welcome to the show, Brant. Here we are in the Champions Club at Bobcat Stadium, where this upcoming Saturday, this room will be full of Bobcat fans, as Texas State, of course, hosting Louisiana Tech. But let's go back this last Saturday. We were in Romney Stadium, and that was a really good, all 3 phases, Utah State Aggie football team.
It was, Bill, and really want to talk about the defense in particular, holding the Bobcats to a season-low 7 points. Very impressive. Might end up being the best defense the Cats will have played all year. One thing about the game that we talked about on this show last week was the environment. It wasn't exactly a blizzard in Logan, Utah, but better fan turnout than the week before against San Jose State. Great environment for college football.
And one of the most impressive things, and you and I made the comment off the air a couple of times, the student section behind the Utah State bench area, that was a raucous group on Saturday afternoon.
It was. We hope with the same thing this Saturday from Bobcat fans here at Bobcat Stadium, taking on a Louisiana Tech team that's a very impressive football team at 8-1. And you're talking about the home games for the Bobcats this year. They're averaging 28 points at home compared to 17 points on the road. It's great to finally be back home after a month hiatus. Speaking of points, Louisiana Tech, in building their 8-1 record, they've scored at least 44 points in 8 of their 9 games. They're second in the country in scoring. The Bobcats defense are going to have their hands full again. Another great offense. Yeah, certainly. The three-headed monster, the quarterback Colby Cameron, the running back Kenneth Dixon, and the receiver Quentin Patton. This is the best offensive trio I think the Bobcats will face this year, and that includes Texas Tech. We've talked about it a number of times, Brant. It is such a home field advantage when Bobcat Nation files into Bobcat Stadium or any other Texas State athletic venue. I hope that you and I are looking at a sea of maroon and gold on Saturday. The Bulldogs have given up 30 or more 5 times this year, and the Cats, if they're going to win this game, it's not going to be 10-6. It's going to be a situation where the Bobcats' execution is going to have to be better and win the line of scrimmage as often as they can. Well, Bill, we're looking forward to it, and that's going to wrap up this week's show. For everybody in Inside Bobcat Football, I'm Brant Freeman, reminding you that united we fan. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Inside Bobcat Football is sponsored by HEB, Bud Light, and Central Texas Medical Center.